Good evening, good morning. Woo! What's that? So I was on a step ladder. So I want to show what I want to try to cook soon. Never did them. I found a recipe I like. I'll probably do my own little twist on the spice and stuff. But now that I was reading, these might not be the good ones that you get. So my eyes are a little sensitive today. So we're just going to have to do the dim thing for a moment here. The recipe said to make sure that they're tender. I don't know if there's a way to really... I don't know if there's like a way to really do that. I don't know if there's a way to really do that. I gotta get this song off. I'm not liking this morning. So there was a lot of radioactivity last night, okay? And the solar flares are getting way stronger. We're just going to have to turn that down right now. So I'm going to read the recipe. And I will be pronouncing words wrong, too. So just that we have that clear. Lebanese stuffed grape leaves are, in Arabic, it's called warak anab, means leaves of grapes. Probably said it wrong. Okay, did you see it? Right. What I did is I wrote a recipe down. The only thing that I didn't get, and it wasn't in the recipe, was how long are we simmering them? How long are we simmering them? Can you guys hear me all right today? Been having some problems with the devices again. I always think people are so funny. Well, you got to get a better one. Well, I did get a little better one, but it's cheaper. So what would I be doing? Would I be purchasing a $1,000 phone or a device that can get fucked with, or just, piecemeal along, 100 here, 100 there, 200 over there, just kind of drag it out a little more. That's what I prefer to do. Just like you're able to live and do as you prefer to do. It's going to get inappropriate again about the wanker cutting, but grape leaves. Do you know what, there's cultures in the world, they're tribal. They do genitalia mutilation. There was actually laws. They had to start bringing laws in. Because these cultures, there's African ones, there's different ones. They were still insisting on performing these genitalial mutilation surgeries. They had like underground doctors and stuff, and it's some really sick shit. Now, is that enough for anyone to wake up here? Are we talking about that? Because my son wouldn't eat these. This used to drive me nuts. I love stuffed grape leaves. I think they're delicious. They're very like energy sustaining snack. Because you have and then you have the minerals and vitamins from the grape leaves. Now, from what I'm seeing here, but I'm no expert, is, I don't know, these might be tender, they might not. So, I broke it into 9 steps. But like I was saying, when you get to the very end, how do you know how long to simmer them? Because it says they'll be nice and tender and I'm sure very aromatic by then. I guess that would just be your first run. You probably just sample it. But the thing is that they're in layers too. You're not moving them. And you need a pretty big pan. I don't have a pan that big. Arabic, it's called warak anab. Cook beef or lamb. Then you add the rice, not cooked, into the meat after it's cooked. And then I'm assuming put a lid on it, put it aside. And that's called hashwe or hashwi. 7 spice and cinnamon. I'd be scared with the cinnamon. I've messed up with cinnamon before. I mean, it's got to be just like this most minute. There again, there's no, it just says, figure it out on your own, more or less. Wash leaves, remove middle stem. This looked a little tricky to me because by the time you remove the middle stem, then you kind of have this opening in the middle, and then the leaf is around, and then it says do like a folding effect. So I think that would just be practice too. Reopen and fill. Just try something new. Like as if I'm at a podium in a protest type thing. That would be funny. Like the olden time, they'd stand on a box or something. A little stool. Before the internet and stuff. The politicians would go around right out in the streets and say what they were going to fix and make perfect again. Wash leaves, remove middle stem. Fold leaf, cut out stem. Reopen and fill about a heaping teaspoon of filling. That threw me too. I'm like, a heaping teaspoon? I mean, that's not looking like very much to you, does it, guys? I don't think these measurements could be right. But she says don't overstuff them. Maybe she does. Okay, maybe. I would say like a half a tablespoon. There again, trial and error, because you can't make them too big because it messes them up in the simmer, because they're going to expand when the rice cooks. See? There it is. See, she knows. I don't. This is an old Lebanese recipe. This is just to say happy holidays. I had big dreams about maybe going somewhere and help and serve a meal, bring this big fat turkey because it's abnormally large and it needs to be cooked up and get out of the freezer and help a bunch of people. But then I got to think about all the people in the middle of all the people. For how long? How many hours? How many? Two tops. We'll probably just be getting rolling. And then it would be like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. And it's not social phobia. It's not any of these things that the family was running around saying. I am a different personality type. So you put me in the middle, not like performing. That's different on a stage. You can go and run out the back door later. That's not the same. And technically with my personality and whatever I am, crowds being in the middle of them has become, it's not as much. I just don't like to deal with it. I like quaint settings. Yeah, I mean, I got to really think that through. Like maybe just donate the turkey. Cook it. It's ready to go. What am I going to travel that thing in? For one, what am I going to put her in? And I'm calling her a her. That's why she's got to go feed others. That's what I'm going to do. So this is Ramble Jamble for 8 minutes. So I've got it broken down into these steps. I will do my best to put that recipe on this, what is this, morning video. Or maybe I'll even just dive right in here and give it a whirl. You do have to have potatoes on hand or tomatoes or a lamb rack, okay? That is a vital step to making these because you have to, more or less, you're comforting the rolls in the bottom of the pan. You can't be having them stick to the pan or sear. So you have to bring them up. And then there's like a layering effect. And then you put this plate and then you put the boiling water over top until it fills up just past the plate. And then you simmer them, and I don't know how long that simmers. So you guys have a good day. And maybe, just maybe, by tomorrow, if I finally get going here, I'm using lamb and then the rice. And I'm going to add like a diced tomato. Like I'm going to chop it small or use a teeny tiny amount of tomato in the recipe. I'm going to do it more almost as if I'm making or preparing the meat for like a pasta dish minus the spaghetti sauce. So then I'm going to add the rice, the meat. She says keep it simple, which is true because these are not for everyone. But she does it also with a layer of a lemon juice or sliced lemons on top with the salt and pepper, and then it kind of just marinates in the bowl. And that's really about it. So there's this layer with the olive oil, sliced potatoes or tomato if you have a lamb rack. I don't know how many people are sporting lamb racks most of the time. So just make sure you have the potatoes. Love you.